Before we start, there's some new UGC metal arm variants if you want to check them out. There's wood arms with different styles with leaves and cherry blossoms depending on the variant, and they work with any drip. There's even more anime and manga Roblox UGC coming soon, and check the link out down below. What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today there's a ton to break down, all based around the new Deepwoken trailer. Just to make it clear, I worked on this trailer heavily and was a large reason why we have the sneak that came out, but I can't just leak everything in this game mode. So today, we'll be showing off what's here and what I was allowed to show off, and just sharing my general thoughts about the entire situation since Iron VOW got delayed, and of course that sucks. I do want to say personally, if the game mode was released on the projected date of the 29th, players would not be happy with how it played, and even I wouldn't be, and it would be so much worse than pushing the date back. Of course, I'm not defending the Deepwoken team when it comes to communication with the player base, but they shouldn't put out dates unless they're prepared to deliver. With that being said, there's a lot in the works according to the public announcement from Merguzer, and they're taking the time to polish it up. Personally, from my point of view, I hate delays as much as the next person, and low content actually affects my very existence since this is my job, but we can only adapt to the situation and see how it goes. As a player, I'm really excited for the upcoming content, but we'll have to see. And speaking of which, there's a lot to break down in this trailer with some speculations from the community. In this trailer, a lot was revealed about the world of Deepwoken, and this has a lot of players speculating about the time this game mode, or at least the trailer, takes place. So, shown off at the end of the sneak, we're going all the way back from the current in-game date to 1233, which has some sort of significance in Deepwoken's world. Based on what I can remember as an OG player, I think 1233 is way back, even before the release of the game. According to the super old lore timeline I made a while back, based on the information back in the day, around 1100, Duke started experimenting in Arisia, and in 1250, the Lightkeepers disappeared. I guess 1233 is somewhere between that range, but a bunch of stuff has happened. So, players in the community were quick to call out some of the different environments in the trailer, which the devs wanted to show off. This is 38 years before the release of the game, and a lot has changed. The community claims that this happened a long time ago based on the appearance of these areas, and it explains why each location looks a little bit different. Etris looks much of the same in this trailer, besides the weird bubble. Fort Merritt looks like it's still in construction, Miner's Landing is still a volcano that hasn't been developed, and the Great Hive Aerotel has a bridge leading to their tree. Titus isn't even old anymore, he's young, and he's no longer locked up in the pen, which I wonder what even happened to him, you know? Anyway, the community is a bit split if this is going to be the past or a different timeline altogether, but we have returning areas and characters that are relevant in both of the game modes. So, that one guy who said this is a multiverse, I mean, I hear ya, but the majority of the player base isn't really thinking that way. Fleshing out some older leaks that were announced a while back, there's finally been some more shots on the mirror looking area, which almost looks like Etheron's castle. People are linking the original mirror area to the initial shot in the trailer and the following one with stairs, arches, and spindles. So players are finding a connection, at least between the visual design. Bouncing back to that Etria theory, this might as well be confirmed with the inclusion of the Etrian looking mansions. So Etris being shown, you know, that's already in there, as well as the Regent himself being in this, like this is pretty backed up. Based on the sneaks, a lot of people think that this has a lot to do with a bunch of factions, but Etris is of course going to be important. Multiple Etrian groups were shown off in the trailer with the monastery outfit characters and new samurai looking ones with their different flags and colors. Most of the drip in this trailer is stuff that we've already seen but modified, but I think it could be really cool to obtain flags for our guild, such as these NPCs, and coats like the rest. For even more clarification on NPCs, there are now some more aura shots of this giant Etrian siege guardian walking menacingly with that giant weapon teased before. A bunch of players were asking to obtain this weapon and use it, and are generally excited for its release, and I am too. The character design for this dude was basically made for the aura farm, and he does the job correctly. So, speaking about big weapons, somebody called out that this Great Steel Greatsword is way larger than the one in game, which is kinda crazy they even noticed it. It's a super giant comparison, and it's pretty clean. On to gameplay shown, it's really hard to say, but there were a few goodies the community called out. So for starters, running around with chests and bags, we can't do that in the main game, but the player base thinks it could be tied into the progression or looting for this game mode. Of course, chests instantly pop up in the main game, and this is something different. With some Rift gameplay from Fortnite, there's a lot of blinking around, and perhaps this is put in the trailer because of Fortnite Chapter 7, like we don't even know, maybe the devs are playing some Fortnite, but yeah, that's what I think at least. Besides that, there is legitimately a machine gun rifle in this trailer, which the community is already speculating about, and a Blue Master's Flourish, which, you know, doesn't really tell much. Finally, to finish it off, we got an Enforcer plate plush from this mystery box, and again, to clarify, it's not a random loot box, it's just a bonus thing that helps you out, just like a mystery box, and of course, Lord Regent. The GOAT looks better than ever, and yeah, this does confirm that he's a part of the VOW of Iron universe. This was fairly obvious since the release of the original sneak peek announcement, but yes, he is going to be a part of this game mode. Overall, of course, when working on this trailer, I had a ton of fun with working with Infected, but the content shown off is all that the devs wanted to showcase. There's a bunch to this update that's being polished up and tested, and I'm glad it didn't release in an underwhelming buggy mess. Delays suck, and I can feel that myself. There's no defense for weak communication on the team side, but this time they claim it's a different situation and they want to make it the best they can. That's all I gotta say for right now. It's up to you guys. Leave your own thoughts down below about this and speculate in the comments about your idea on this update. Thanks once again to all the supporters who motivate me daily and directly help out this channel. If you want to join as a member, go down below, but besides that, my personal Discord, Guild Discord, and my UGC group are all linked, so check them out. Thanks once again, and make sure to like and subscribe. It's punchin' time.